Appeals Court has upheld death sentences for two men found guilty of killing police officers during the recent unrest in the kingdom. Two others had their sentences commuted to life. Rights organizations have criticized the death sentence, saying it is aimed at preventing more protests. Bahrain faced a wave of demonstrations earlier this year as the majority Shiites demanded reform and an end to sectarian discrimination in the Sunni-ruled kingdom. Channel News Asia Diana Allen finds out how unrest in the kingdom, often described as the Pearl of the Gulf, could affect the rest of the region.
The Lulu or Pearl uprising, named after Bahrain's famous traffic roundabout in February and March, shattered the long-sheltered Gulf region. A state of emergency now ensures an uneasy calm in Bahrain, but pockets of unrest still persist in the kingdom. A fruitful season, many might say, as the Arab Spring brings with it the promise of democracy. Many countries inspired by the toppling of governments in Egypt and Tunisia continue to fight for reform. However, given the ongoing turmoil in Bahrain and Oman, observers say it is unlikely that the Gulf will be any more democratic than it is today. Bahrain enlisted the help of its Gulf Cooperation Council or GCC neighbors to bring the initial demonstrations under control. And Middle East watchers say this support from the GCC is likely to be an obstacle to political change in Bahrain and the rest of the Gulf.
Forces of status quo in the Arab Gulf state seem to be much more durable, much more stronger than forces of change at this moment of history. Bahrain will remain as a bad example for the rest of the GCC states to point out that this is a Pandora box type that we are not willing to open up.
Still, other observers believe that a failed attempt at democracy today could still be revived sooner rather than later.
What we're going through today is a generational revolution, and that will calm down but will resurface again. And I think this will be the commonality, whether it's in Egypt and Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Iran. It will always be and continue to be a generational issue. The young generation is saying this is our time.
The real concern, observers say, is that if the rulers of Bahrain fall, the floodgates could be opened to political reform in a region where monarchs have long ruled. And the possibility of losing this grip is exactly what the bloc wants to avoid at all cost. Diana Allen, Channel News Asia, Singapore.